We will start with an opening prayer. We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
It is during our most difficult times that we learn the most about ourselves. Don't resist the lessons. Accept that there's a bigger purpose at play that's taking you by the hand and leading you to a better place and teaching you self-love. Let change motivate you, not paralyze you in fear. Everything is energy. I know that that was so clearly stated for everybody to understand, that you have the power to create out of the nothingness of the universe by using your thoughts from your divine mind, filtered through your sacred heart for purposes of love, caring, and oneness with all life. Because I've always said to you, you can change your mind, which will change your world. It was made very clear in these videos that it's absolute truth. Your world can be exactly what you were wishing for all your life. I wish I had this. I wish I went there. I wish this, that, and the other thing was different. Well, keep believing that it can be. Hold true to those thoughts. Keep your mind and heart aligned at all times. A key to the kingdom. If you do that, then you are moving yourself into this divine life. Perfection will prevail. You won't be stumbling and grasping at life. Life will flow. It will bring you great joy. Not just sometimes, all the time. Calling for divine order sets you into the universal laws. It links you. And this way your life will flow according to perfection in the law. Your higher self will be your guide, your best friend, your confidant, your instructor, and always guiding you on the straight and narrow path. When things start going haywire, all you need to do is center yourself. Take a few moments to sit down and breathe deeply and reconnect with the center. You, each one of you, are the center of your universe. What do you want in your universe? And as you live accordingly to what you want in your universe, that is exactly what your experience will be. Yes, you'll see things that are going on outside of your immediate circle. Yes, you'll hear of fearful things going on in the world, but it won't touch you unless you are in chaos, unless you're at war, unless you are not aligned in your heart. But when you are, the entire universe starts to create according to the energy you're emitting, just like it says in the videos. We're not just the size of our bodies. Our energy fields expand beyond us, the boundaries of the body. And if you look at a little baby long enough, you'll start to see the glow around their outside of their physical body. It couldn't possibly be contained inside that little body. Everything goes back to you, even to your thoughts. That is the starting point for everything that manifests in your life. That's why I'm always saying, change your mind. Just change your mind. That's all you have to do. If things are not working out the way you had desired. You can change it all. Relationships, events, circumstances. When you put things in divine order, you must trust and have faith that whatever happens from that point was exactly what was supposed to happen, because it will align itself with perfect timing. And in this universe, timing is everything. We can't rush it, push it, do anything to make it happen, because it isn't us making it happen. We put out the thought form, the wish, the want, the desire, and the universe manifests it. All of you have seen days where things were just so perfect, it was hard to even believe. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Days when you say to yourself, oh my God, this day was so amazing. I just want to think about it for like 2 hours before I go to sleep. Just looking at every moment, how everything was so perfect. Well, you did that. It wasn't by accident. You went with the right attitude. You brought love and light there and enjoyed yourself. And that reflected back to you. That was you. Everyone was showing you where you're at. And if it's not that, and you see chaos around you, you're in a layer that needs to be released. You can release it lovely and gently. Some things, it's going to make it very emotional for you. Nevertheless, whatever comes up, just move with it. Go with it. Let it go. You will feel amazing once you get past that block that just left you, that thought form which is not serving you anymore. This is how you create. This is how you create. If you feel yourself panicking, confused, angry, frustrated, it's because you're fighting yourself. Go inside and ask the questions. What is going on? Why do I feel this way? And write down whatever the first thing is that comes to your mind. You are going to surprise yourself. People call it automatic writing. I call it communication with the divine. You ask yourself the hard questions and then be impeccably honest with yourself. All your guides, your higher self, your angels, the creator, everybody knows what's going on in there. And sometimes they all know, but we haven't figured it out yet because we learned how to hide it from ourselves. Because God forbid we should face our shadow. But I tell you, face your shadow. Face it. If things are going on in your life that just is not feeling right, that means you're in a layer where you're able to see some conditions that need to be addressed inside you. These are not days to be weak, to be distracted. These are the very important days of being absolutely present, aware, focused, in order for you to keep moving up and expanding, blessing all those that are in your life. This is how we do it because everything is energy, and that energy is vibrating at a frequency. And if it is dense or dark, it's a low frequency of which you can lift by loving, by not wanting it inside you anymore and lovingly let it go. If it's something fear-based that's upsetting, it's going to bring up tears, but that's okay because that's 100 less tears you have to cry at another time. All gone. No more. As you concentrate on yourself and work on your inner worlds, you're going to have less interest in helping other people to try to fix themselves because you'll be very occupied with yourself. Number one. And number two, you'll know that the contract you had with them was for them to show you what was going on, not to fix them, to fix you. If they do get any benefit out of it from how you move through it, God bless them. What a gift. But I'll tell you, as you transform, everybody in your world's going to see it. They're going to feel it. They're going to sense it and know there's something so different. And I love it. And I want a part of that. And just being in your fields, you'll be giving the gift to them. Because as you raise up, those around you do too. Remember, contracts are so important to identify in your life. And contracts aren't always difficult. Some of them are wonderful. You'll always have supporting contracts during the time that you're working through life. The magnificence of knowing that everything is energy gives us this feeling of power that we can change the way things play out in our life because all we have to do is lift the frequency of our thoughts about whatever it is that's not going right. No longer getting angry and frustrated because it's not happening the way we want it or when we want it. The universe has its own timing, and it's always perfect. This world is instant gratification. That's what everyone seems to want now. Instant meals, instant money, instant everything. It isn't proper or real. It isn't moving with any intelligence or blessing. It's artificial. The way things happen, if you watch nature, is in its season, when it's appropriate, when everything is lined up. You know how people say, I got all my ducks in a row. That's the way to do it. Prepare, get your everything in order, keep moving forward with your thought that it's going to happen the way you have asked the universe, and then watch it unfold. Always hold it in your heart. Always know in your heart that it will happen in its time, sometimes when you least expect it. Life is a mystery, but that mystery is unfolding slowly but surely. And we're getting to realize everything comes back home to us. In our circle, our little world that we're creating. It's exciting. It's really empowering. Nothing here limits you except your thoughts about it. Again, thoughts are energy. And like the second video showed you, it becomes your words and then your actions. Watch what you're thinking. Develop faith and trust by purposely making yourself do it. Don't speak about negative ways about something that you're trying to manifest. Never give up hope so that it can manifest itself. You are creator gods and goddesses. These videos didn't use that terminology, but that's what it was saying. All of us are on the same planet, but not having the same experience. Why? Because there's so many people that sees the glass half empty. And do you see the glass half full? That's hopeful. That's positive. We are retraining ourselves and we're gaining traction. And if we hear ourselves speaking negatively or just joking around and saying things that really is not helpful, oh, I was only kidding. The universe doesn't register it as kidding. It takes it literally because our voice, the word made manifest, is what we're doing. So just as you say it, so shall it be. The Bible is a great book to read, honestly. I highly recommend it. It's the journey of the soul. and how the soul vibrated so negatively at one time, fear-based in every way, having no sense of moral direction. And the soul learned, slowly but surely, how to use energy properly, how to manifest beauty instead of darkness and ugliness and harm. It's all a learned behavior. Fear is our greatest enemy. It can freeze you as if you're frozen in a block of ice. Face it. It doesn't really exist. It's a learned behavior. A baby isn't born afraid. It learns to be afraid when there's loud noises or they're dropped or somebody's mean to the baby or mistreats the baby or starves the baby. That's how it learns to be afraid. A puppy is born fearless until things happen and scares it. A cat as well. You were born fearless. Yes, we brought fears with us from other lifetimes, but we didn't recognize it in the beginning. But as things started happening outside of ourselves, because we held that energy inside us, that's when we remembered that it was there. That can be released, all of it, squeaky clean, so that you can manifest from a clean, clear consciousness inside you, so that you can manipulate through love energy to be positive, fulfilling, blessed for you, your family, your friends, and everybody that's in your life. Knowing that everything is energy also gives you the idea that you can experiment with that energy. See how I can change it and move it and create with it. It's very exciting. Even your body is a vibrating mass of energy. Everything, even a table, it's just denser in the way it vibrates. A wall vibrates at a different frequency than a curtain. You see? So in the glory of the way the universe is set up, that freedom to move that energy, keep rising it up and changing it to vibrate at the highest frequencies, is mastery over the elements, mastery over 3D, and everything that was set up here in the matrix to help us to become self-aware, take responsibility for our lives and everything in it. No more blaming. Completely and utterly us. And then we're free. We graduate as a master of 3D. Some of you have mastered 4D. Some of you are already vibrating in 5D in some areas of your bodies and your fields. That means that you have worked through and moved that energy to a higher frequency, and you're holding it. It's like losing weight. Anybody can lose weight. It's holding at that weight. That's the difficult part. just like energy. The part that really takes a lot of work is staying in that frequency that you've reached. And I know I've been a little bit repetitive over the weeks and months, but we have to hold the light for ourselves and everyone else and to fulfill our mission. Everything, and I mean everything, from furniture to you, is energy. And energy is always in motion. And with knowing this, you can change everything in your life that is not operating at the level of frequency that you would like. It's as simple as you want to make it or as complicated. I like simple. I change my mind and I hold true to it. If I say no, I won't do it, I won't do it. I hold true to myself. I honor myself that way. That I don't have to bend because somebody tells me to. I listen to reason. I respect and honor opinion. And then I deal with it inside me. What do I feel right now? Do I feel it's for me? Do I feel it would benefit me? Or do I feel that it's not good for me? And if it's not, I don't care what anyone wants of me. I'm going to hold true to myself. I owe it to myself. And you owe it to yourself. You came here to heal yourself, to grow, expand, learn, find your way, how to use energy properly, how to make something out of nothing through love, how to love yourself. This is all raising the frequency of that energy that's in you and in your fields. And then beyond you and your fields, into the world, into the hearts of others, into situations you're aware of, far, far away or in your neighborhood. That's what love does. And love, nothing can resist it. Nothing can resist it. It will melt someone like butter, as we saw with Anne. Just allowing someone to tell their story and to be understood. To allow someone to have someone to talk to. To allow somebody to come into your life, because that someone is you. And to have compassion for them. Not try to fix them. And it doesn't mean it's fun to be with them. But you send that love while you're with them. Whether it's an animal or a person, a tree or a flower, or a mountain. It doesn't matter. It has a frequency. It has energy. And you want to love that energy wherever you are and whatever it is. You become a mush, always sensitive. Your eyes fill with tears so easily because the love is so palpable. Everything just moves you. You look into the eyes of a dog or a cat or whatever your animal is, or another human being, and all of a sudden you realize you're seeing something so beautiful, so blessed, so precious, a creation of God. You, a part of you. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to do anything. Just accept and love it. Our tendency, if we go into our heads, is to judge it, find fault with it, want to fix it, want to make it better according to our rules. It's not why we're here. That's not mastery. Learn another way. Be the great maestro, taking energy of love and bringing it everywhere you go. Freely giving it to everyone, silently. They don't even know what you're doing. But in your eyes, they'll see the love. It's really an energy that is so beautiful as it leaves you. It goes into other people's fields. Sometimes just say, God bless you, to anyone that happens to be around you. I was in Walmart's and tried it to see if I could get to all four corners. It's amazing if you just have that in your mind and heart. Just live freely like that. And that same energy is going to come back to you. What you send out circles around, because everything is circular, and comes right back to you. Somebody else will smile at you. You drop something, they'll pick it up for you. You can't reach something on a shelf and they'll reach it for you because you were kind enough to love, to be you, to make that you. That's the real you. It feels so good to give a compliment and see somebody's face light up, to be kind and gentle when somebody's being miserable. You don't have to go there with them. That's changing the frequency of that energy that they're emitting. You become a beacon of light. And when a light is on that bright, there's no darkness that can be around. It can't exist. Everything lights up in that love, in that light. That's why you're here. So knowing that everything is just energy and that it can be changed into a higher frequency just by bringing your thoughts up and not bringing anything down, not having to react to something that is disturbing, but just bless it. When you bless it, you send out a light to it. You help bring the frequency to a higher tone. It's beautiful and blessed for that, them, it, and you, depending on the circumstance. You're going to love being like this. It's going to calm you. You'll become more peaceful. Your mind can rest from all the chatter that goes on in our minds. And then you will realize, I am getting somewhere, because 6 months ago, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have thought like this. It's not even it becomes so effortless because it's a new pattern that you created for yourself. Everything has a pattern, behavior, thoughts. We can retrain our mind. We can do it. Nobody else can do it for you. No one's here to save you. You're here to save yourself, and you have the power to do it. Believe me, we have lots of help around us. Our higher self does not want us to fail. And that's our best friend, the Christ in you. The Christ in you. Become friends with that. It isn't a religious term. It's actually an office of the Christ and Buddhaic services on the inner planes. There are many Christs and many Buddhas, all working for the same thing, to bring the frequency so high that all that's left is love. You know the feeling when you watch a movie or hear a song that touches your heart. That's how you can feel all day long, every day of your life. We're all working towards that. And then the big job is to hold that frequency, not get caught up in the drama. It's not for you. It won't serve you in any way. It won't change the outcome. All it does is drag you down, and your light goes out, and you've got to get it back up again. This is how you become an ascended master. It isn't all airy fairy. It isn't about earning things. It's just about changing the frequency of energy in your world, in your group, your soul group. Everyone that's connected to you, everyone that is brought to you. That's all. And that same grace that you give out comes back to you and feeds you, lifts you, and transforms you. This we're doing together, reminding each other each week who we really are and what potential we have waiting for us to reach. With all my love, I thank you for listening tonight. So let us begin with the grounding exercise. We're going to bring the light up through our right foot, up our leg, cross our body, swing around in our head to our right shoulder, and cross our body and out the left leg. You're exhaling out the left leg, inhaling with the right leg. I'm going to count 14 times, and then we'll do the sealing. Ready, begin. That was 14. Now we're going to see the loop around our waist. Breathing in as we bring the light to the front. Breathing out as we bring it to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. See the light sweep up around you and seal above you and below you. Nothing but love can penetrate this seal. We're going to go to the pathway, and we're going to go up that pathway. But at some point, we're going to step off onto a landing. So let's get moving up, raising ourselves on the path. Look around you. All of us are moving right along. There's a lot of people behind us and in front of us. Everybody's very excited about tonight. Going to start feeling lighter, leaving the weight of your body behind. Keep moving up, completely letting go. No thoughts, no weight from your body. You're going to see people walking off the path onto different landings. We're going to form a circle on our landing. And I want you to imagine that the earth is below us. And we can see the entire globe. You know what she looks like. The blue waters and all the land masses. Because we come from America, we're going to start there. Each one of us, with all of our hearts, pouring light out of our hands, directing it into all the major cities of the United States without having to concentrate on what they are, but rather in each state you'll see you direct that light by your intention. You don't have to choose a color. God will choose the color and use you as a 3D resident to pour that light in. As all the other people that are working at this time are concentrating on their country first. Now see the light spreading out from the major cities to fill the entire state, each one of them. We'll do Hawaii and Alaska later. Right now, concentrate on the mainland until you see the entire country filled with light. And every being that lives in each of the states are also benefiting from this light. We're pouring the love of God out into the world, directed at our country, with all your heart and soul and concentration, loving it, supporting it. and all the people. Now let's move our concentration up to Canada, spreading out throughout all the cities and all the land. And all the people living in Canada. And now bring your attention down to Mexico, all the way down for the whole continent to be covered. And fill all the cities and all the land and all the people with the light and love of God. Now all the islands off the coast of Florida, the Bermuda Triangle, and Belize, I think that's South America, sorry. I just fill all the islands with light and the people on these islands that are closest to the southern point. There's a lot of islands. And let's move our attention to Alaska, filling it with light, every inch of land, and all life living in Alaska. All the people. Now bring your attention to the Hawaiian Islands, pouring light into all of the land, each island, all life upon those islands, and every being living on the islands or visiting. Pouring that light, blessing that land and its people. Now let's concentrate on Europe, pouring light into the entire European countries. All life, all the people, sending your love. And let us go to Russia, the Ukraine, and all those countries around there and land masses. It's huge, pouring light into the land, into all life and all the people. Send peace and love. Bring your attention to the Greenland and Iceland, Norway, Denmark, all of those clusters, pouring the light into there, the land and all life, and all the people. Bringing your attention to Asia, China, Japan, India, all the land blessed in the light. All life and all people. Bringing your attention to Australia, Wales, and any islands, Tiwi Islands, filling the land with light, all life and all people. Now bringing your attention to the Arctic, the entire crown of the planet, all the way to the equator. Just drape the light over it, filling it with love. Now bring your attention to Africa and all the nations, the African nations, pouring light into the land, all life upon that land, and all the people. Now bring your attention to the Antarctica, pouring light into the land, all life there, and the people, all the way up to the equator from the south, north, sealing it all in light. Now I want you to bring your attention while you rest to everybody else that's doing this on all the different platforms all around the world since 12:01 a.m. on the 23rd day of the 8th month of the 23rd year of 2000. And this continuous flow of light is blessing, is bringing love where there is none, bringing harmony and balance. And now I want you to picture the violet fire moving through you and out your hands to transmute all of the discord, the panic, the fear that's in the atmosphere. Just blaze it out of your hands. See the violet fire going everywhere, transmuting everything in its path that is unlike love, that's out of balance and harmony, into the light, into perfect, pure energy, waiting to be used for good. See it sealing the entire planet and penetrating deep within the earth, completely engulfed in violet fire, blessing, lifting, transforming light. The great ones are magnifying our efforts and assisting us in every way. See the light pulsing violet. Now Ashtar is asking us to go back off the platform, get back onto the path and go up to where we go through the gateway into the inner planes because he would like to speak to us. As we get to the doorway, let's each of us go through. That's the only way we'll be able to see him, he said. Once we're all together, let's form a circle. It's going to be a big one, so we have to go out into the middle of the meadow to join the other people that were working on the pathway that we were. Each circle surrounding multiple circles of 1,000 people each, forming 4 rings around Ashtar, and some of his commanders are with him. Ashtar is explaining that what we did tonight will be markedly seen, felt, and understood because the majority of souls on the planet have agreed to join us in this work. He's saying that the power in numbers is what will do the job. Clean things up so everything can move forward. He said what awaits us in the near future, we can't even imagine. For heaven is establishing itself on earth. This cleanup was required, and in many ways others have been doing this at different gatherings with the intention of love and light to be spread throughout the world. They want to thank us for our assistance as residents of this plane and this planet of which they are not. That because we set our intent to do this work, they were able to help us in a way that would make everything much more effective and complete the task. At 11:59, it will end, and those that are still working will be completing the job. We came in and we did our part, and for that they are so grateful. Ashtar is approaching each one of you. He wants you to know personally how grateful he is for our devotion to this work. Sit quietly and listen. Try to picture what he looks like and receive his loving words. Okay, Ashtar's done. He just lifted up into his starship and left. Let's go back through the doorway. We have to leave the field. Make our way down the path as we go through the doorway. You'll start to feel your body weight again. It's so easy going down the path. We're moving right along. There's so many people on the path with us still. Everyone dispersing as they get off the path. Come back into yourself. And let's share what we've seen and heard and felt.